Hi there, and a very warm welcome to Season 6, Episode 36 of People Soup. It's Ross McIntosh here. Pea Soupers, today it's something a bit different. I'm sharing a behind-the-scenes masterclass on how I designed and delivered a large-scale wellbeing intervention for school staff during the pandemic. I'll be talking about the thinking behind the approach, the key design principles, the tools we used, the impact we saw, and how organisations can adapt this model for their own people. It's work I'm hugely proud of, and I'm excited to take you through it. Thanks for tuning in, folks. People Soup is a podcast that mixes stories, science, and a sprinkle of daftness to explore what helps people thrive at work and beyond. Our mission is to give you the ingredients for a better work life, through insights and stories grounded in behavioural science, especially acceptance and commitment therapy and other evidence-based approaches. Before we go on, let's take a quick scoot over to the news desk. First, something personal. As many of you know, my dear dad died in October, and his funeral was on the 20th of November. It was a fitting tribute, filled with poetry, music, and the sharing of memories. The day itself was bright with a beautiful layer of snow, and it all came together in a way that felt very him. Thank you so much to those who've sent kind messages. They've meant a great deal. Next up, I'm delighted to share that we're looking for impact partners. We're on the lookout for organisations, teams, or practitioners who want to join us in extending the reach of acceptance and commitment therapy in the workplace. Through collaboration with Paul Flaxman and me, the aim is to move from research practice into real-world impact. This is a chance to be part of something measured, meaningful, and growing in reach. If you've already got ACT-based work happening or want to build it, we'd love to explore together. Read more via the link in the show notes or on my website at rossmcintosh.co.uk. And, drumroll please, I'm also launching the next cohort of small group supervision for ACT in the workplace. It's especially for practitioners who want a supportive space to deepen their skills, share challenges, and explore ACT-based facilitation and organisational impact. Once again, all the details are in the show notes. Finally, I do have space for a couple of coaching clients as we head into the new year. So if you're thinking about how to land well in 2026, or you'd simply like to explore coaching with me, just drop me a line or book a free chat via my website. So, let's dive in. My reflections on designing and delivering a wellbeing program during one of the most challenging periods we've ever faced in the workplace. And my hope is that, Pea Soupers, by the end of this episode you'll be thinking, I'd like to explore how Ross could bring this to our organisation. So, get a brew on, get comfy, and let's dive in. So, Pea Soupers, picture the scene. It's early 2021. We're in the thick of the pandemic. Schools are stretched, to say the least. They're in uncharted territory. Staff are exhausted. Many are feeling overwhelmed, disconnected, anxious, and unsure how to sustain themselves. Bristol City Council approached me with a challenge. Could we create a wellbeing programme that was accessible, evidence-based, and genuinely supportive, yet light enough for staff to attend after a long school day? As you know, my speciality is in applying acceptance and commitment therapy to the workplace. So I thought, what if we take the core ACT processes and the training protocol I developed with Paul and break them down into bite-sized sessions, deliver them in 1-hour webinars, and give people practical tools they can apply immediately. I wanted to reach all adults working in school environments, making it inclusive and hopefully of interest to secretaries — my mum was a school secretary — caretakers, dinner ladies, librarians, and anyone who was curious. That's how the 6-part Wellbeing series was born, with titles that I hoped might elicit some curiosity and entice people to find out more. Those titles were Getting Perspective, Anxiety, purpose, rest, care, and notice. And woven through all of the design and the workshops was a set of deceptively simple yet powerful ingredients, including live polls, which I'll say a bit more about shortly. So let's explore those design principles. Let me take you through the key ingredients that made the program so impactful. Number 1. Short, practical, bite-sized sessions. These were 1-hour live sessions delivered after the school day. No cameras, no pressure, just watching the speaker, me, the slides, and a lively chat. 2. Live, anonymous polls. This was an important design decision. At several points in each session, I included anonymous, live polls, asking questions like, which emotions have been showing up for you today? How connected or disconnected are you feeling right now? What's been the toughest challenge this week? The results would appear instantly on the screen or in a bar chart, and every single time there was this beautiful moment of a collective exhale. People saw that their experience, whether exhaustion, anxiety, numbness, motivation, hope, or overwhelm, were shared across the whole group. The polls normalized the full spectrum of human emotion. They created connection, and they helped people feel less alone during an incredibly isolating period. Number 3. Focus on immediately usable skills. Each session included a simple, practical tool we practiced together, with an example from my life. The tool was called the ACT Matrix, and is something we've adapted to illustrate immediate utility for everyday life. Number 4. Accessibility and consistency. Staff could attend as many sessions as they wished, in any order, and choose from multiple date options. Each session also had structural consistency, using the ACT Matrix, which I called the Life Lens, to focus on its perspective-taking qualities. Number 5. Connection and community. The chat box became a vibrant space of shared reflection, encouragement, and honesty. Number 6. Evidence-based content rooted in ACT. Each session translated ACT principles and skills into everyday language and practice. 7. Tone matters. I tried to build in safety, kindness, and calmness in my facilitation of the delivery of these sessions. So let's have a quick tour of those 6 sessions. I'll walk you through each one and the intention behind it. Number 1, getting perspective. This was the anchor session introducing the Life Lens. The Life Lens, or the ACT Matrix, is a perspective-taking tool that helps people step back from overwhelming thoughts and emotions and identify small steps towards what matters. The live poll at the start asked how full people's minds felt. Seeing scores across the board from calm to chaotic helped normalize the whole range. Number 2, anxiety, relating to anxiety in a different way. Here we validated anxiety as a human experience and briefly explained why. The polls highlighted how differently anxiety showed up for people and how common it was. I went on to show that there were different ways to relate to anxiety without getting completely tangled up with the thoughts. Number 3 was purpose, reconnecting with why we do this work. A poll asking which values have felt more distant lately revealed shared struggles as well as shared aspirations. The chat also revealed reasons why people had been attracted by their profession in the first place, and they began to explore those qualities in relation to the current extraordinary context. Number 4 was rest, disconnecting and recharging. We looked at the psychology of rest and boundaries. The polls helped people recognize the collective difficulty of switching off and some of the approaches they could try to support their recovery. Number 5 was care, self-compassion for humans doing difficult work. We explored myths about compassion and the science behind it, and the poll responses highlighted how often people treated themselves more harshly than they realized, and how people generally speak to themselves in a way that's harsher than they would speak to people in their lives that they love. And number 6 was called Notice, connecting to the present moment. We explored how to break free from autopilot and reconnect with the present, recognizing that whilst autopilot could be useful in our lives, we can sometimes spend too much of our lives locked into mental time travel and missing out on the here and now. So let's take a look at the impact. Across the 6 topics, there were 1,258 live attendances, 320 replays. Feedback showed that 90% were likely or very likely to recommend the sessions to a colleague. 89% were likely or very likely to use the tools used in the future. People described the sessions as fabulous, relatable, calming, encouraging, and practical. One comment that has stayed with me was, "I felt calmer just listening about anxiety and hearing about helpful strategies." Another said, using the Life Lens tool to break down something overwhelming was really useful and practical. These comments capture exactly what we hoped to achieve. And before I go further, I want to pause and offer a heartfelt thank you. This program simply would not have happened without the people who commissioned me and supported the design and the delivery. And these people include Duncan Gillard, Mary Stanley Duke, Tommy Jarvis, Emily Marquez Vega, and Jessica Penneck Thomas. Your trust, collaboration, and commitment to supporting school staff well-being made all the difference. It was a privilege to work with you, and I remain deeply grateful. So, folks, what makes this model work? If I had to distill it down, I would say a clear, psychologically grounded spine. ACT offers a flexible, evidence-based framework. Short sessions that respect people's bandwidth. Tools, not theory. Community in the chat and in the polls. Safety and human warmth. And scalability. This model works for one team, a department, an entire organization, or a region-wide rollout, and it's effective online or in person. So, how can you use this in your organization? If you're listening and thinking, "Oh, people could do with this right now," you're probably right. I can work with organizations to create a bespoke series tailored to your context, standalone webinars, live workshops, leadership-focused sessions, or a full well-being program to roll out internally. The beauty of this model is its flexibility and its proven impact. The impact was so great for the school staff that I was commissioned to deliver similar sessions for parents. That's it, Pea Supers. That's my little masterclass on bite-size ACT in the bag. You'll find the show notes for this episode at peoplesoup.captivate.fm or wherever you get your podcasts. Please do get in touch if you'd like to discuss how I could support you and your team. Now more than ever, you can help me reach more people with the special People Soup ingredients. Stuff that could be really useful for them. So please do share, subscribe, rate and review. Your support matters. Thanks to Andy Glenn for his spoon magic and Alex Engelberg for his vocals. But most of all, thanks to you, dear listener. Look after yourselves, Pea Supers, and bye for now.